might know, I sold equipment for a while, and the brand I was selling was Case. I've traditionally ran Cat, Komatsu. I haven't had any real seat time in Volvo. So this is my first time outside of just our equipment yard when I was working at the dealership. This is my first time really running a Case loader on a job, and I have to say I really love the fact this still has a real transmission. It's not hydrostatic. One thing I'm not a super fan of though is the D-clutch in this. I've got it set all the way to 10, and I've got the D-clutch button on over here on the control panel. Still doesn't really want to D-clutch all the way. It's still, when you're on the throttle and you've got the brake all the way down, it's still fighting you to go forward a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of, especially loading trucks. But really that's kind of a small nitpicky thing. I'm finding I just, shuffle into neutral when I'm loading the truck when it's time, and I'm fine. But that is one thing that I'm not a fan of the loader. Outside of that though, visibility in the cab's really good. This one's not equipped with a backup cam, but it's really not that big of a deal because I've got great visibility. Power is fantastic. This has limited slips on it, and as you saw, I'm working in sand, and I've had no problem dozing those sand piles. When he gets a pretty good pile, instead of just bucketing, I've been pushing it with the loader, and this thing, even in that sand, I'm getting fantastic traction pushing that material. So I've been really impressed with that aspect of it. And again, I've played with these things in the yard, but this is the first time actually having one on a job site in real conditions, and I've been super happy with it. Notice when I select, forward, neutral, or reverse, this is significantly jerkier than a hydrostatic loader. So in that aspect, it's not as nice. But the trade-off on the hydrostatic is, I used to run a Cat 938. The trade-off is when you switch from forward or from reverse to neutral to forward, like when you're loading a truck, your hydraulics actually lag, which, the first couple times I ran it, I almost slammed into the side of the truck because I wasn't anticipating that lag. I was operating like a machine that had a normal transmission, and so I started moving forward, and my bucket just stays at the same level. So I don't like hydrostatic transmissions as much as I do regular transmissions. So that is a nice feature on this machine. I will say on the Cat though, the hydraulics seemed a lot more responsive as far as when you shake your bucket back and forth. This machine doesn't want to flick the bucket quite as well as the Cat did. And that's really handy when you're loading trucks, so when you're doing P-stone or anything like that. So that is another aspect of the Case that I'm not a fan of. But like I said, you can see we're not pushing a little amount of material here, and this thing just, you'll see it hesitate for a second because I've got it where I'm running in second gear and it drops down to first. That's what that hesitation is. It's actually changing gears. But once it drops into first, that sucker goes. So I am really impressed at how well this pushes.